on Cowboy Logic. What? I can't get started.
Hey, you know what we're going to do this segment, everybody? For the next 2 segments, we are going to focus on firing Thom Tillis out of North Carolina. Matter of fact, we would just like to have him go to another state and retire. And we're going to do that by bringing in a candidate that's going to replace him. And this is somebody that we have known for over a decade.
Yep.
We are 100% endorsing Don Brown for U.S. Senate in the great state of North Carolina. Don Brown, fire Thom Tillis.
Ground control to Major Thom. I mean, can this guy do anything more detrimental to his reelection and to help
the country.
Your reelection? But I mean, to help your election. I mean, this guy is out of control. Let me introduce you first. Former Navy JAG officer, served at the Pentagon, former special assistant U.S. attorney, best-selling author, 16 books. But the one that really sticks out with us, there's a couple of them, and one is Extortion 1-7, about the Chinook helicopter that was taken down and killing SEAL Team 6 that did kill Osama bin Laden, SEAL Team 6, and obviously Joe Biden outed them, which was unbelievable. And the fact that you were front and foremost in getting Clint Lorance pardoned, and that is huge. And again, we'll get to all of that. But you're running for the Senate in North Carolina, and you've got Thom Tillis, who is doing everything he can to just implode his own candidacy. It's unbelievable. Voting against Ed Martin and then voting against lowering prescription drugs. I mean, this is insane. So welcome to Cowboy Logic, Don Brown, and we hope you are the next senator from North Carolina.
Darn right, brother.
Donna and Don, thank you very much for your kind words and for the endorsement. It really means more than you know. Y'all have been with me a long time and vice versa. We've been fighting some fights. I really wish that I didn't even have to run for this race. I wish that we had a good MAGA conservative senator. The people of North Carolina have voted for Donald Trump 3 times. As a matter of fact, North Carolina, the left will try to make you think it's some purple state leaning blue. But the truth of the matter is, and I wrote an op-ed for Glenn Beck's publication, The Blaze, 2 or 3 months ago, and pointed out that in the last 15 presidential elections, going back to Nixon v. Humphrey in 1968, North Carolina has only gone Democrat twice, and that is with Jimmy Carter and then also with Barack Obama the first time they both ran. So we are a conservative state, and our people expect our senior senator to fall in line and support the president of the United States, especially, and that is Donald J. Trump, especially at a time when we are just still months removed from the biggest attempted tyrannical takeover by any administration in history. That is the Biden administration and whoever was running that White House. We don't know. So you point out a couple of things that the good senator has done, Donna, recently, fighting the president on prescription drugs. We went after him pretty hard on the Ed Martin nomination. Ed Martin, has been sympathetic to our J6 Patriots. As you know, I've defended J6 Patriots, give them legal advice, and have stood with them. But it wasn't just that. I think, in my case, the straw that broke the camel's back was his earlier attempt earlier this year to torpedo the nomination of my friend, Pete Hegseth, now who is the Secretary of Defense, who is a true patriot, and I believe will be the greatest Secretary of Defense in history. But, if you go back to the last term, Tillis also not only supported, but wrote legislation to protect Robert Mueller, who was, in my opinion, was unconstitutionally appointed, just like Jack Smith was unconstitutionally appointed. And Mueller was a pain in the you-know-what against the president, prosecuting Trump associates on all kinds of made-up theories because they never could prove anything on Russia. And not only that, but in 2019, when the president was going to declare an emergency of the border, and we needed it, Tillis wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post opposing the president on the border emergency. And Don and Donna, we lost 58,000 men in the Vietnam War over 10 years. We lost more Americans to fentanyl in 1 year than in 10 years in the Vietnam War. We've had an invasion, and this guy has just been off the rack and off the rocker on some of the very most important things. North Carolina's ready for a change. I've been in some 15 counties for the last 3 weeks, and I can tell you this, that the Republican grassroots are furious like nothing I have ever seen against a senior senator. I just wish he would have behaved himself. I wish I didn't have to do this, but we're going to take him there. We're going to take him out. We're going to take the Democrats out too. And we're going to restore a MAGA, constitutional, America-loving patriot to that Senate position that used to be held by the great Jesse Helms. And I'm going to be right there for you.
Don, I don't understand something with regard to especially the members of the House, but also those that are in the Senate. 2024 was clearly a mandate issued by the American people. And if you are a senator or a representative from any state that Trump won, where the people spoke, if you're not implementing that mandate, you need to be replaced because it was crystal clear. Now, is there anything distorted about what I'm saying there?
No, not at all. And as I pointed out on the campaign trail, in some ways, every day for us who are Trump supporters and believe in freedom, we're Constitution first, we're America first. It's been like Christmas every day because you've seen the president gutting the Department of Education, gutting USAID. Elon Musk and the Doge team have exposed all types of corruption. Musk sends his astronauts up to bring our astronauts home because Biden would not do it. But at the same time, take the Department of Education, for example. I call it the Department of so-called education, or maybe the Department of Indoctrination. The president can, by executive order, gut it and affect funding and weaken it. But if you don't if the Congress doesn't take steps to eliminate it, then it's like a latent cancer. If the Democrats ever take control again, it comes back. So this Republican Congress has got to get off its duff and get off its you-know-what and begin to enact by legislation the president's agenda. Yep. We haven't, and Tillis, for example, and several other Republican senators have stepped up to oppose the Doge recommended cuts in foreign aid. And it just goes on and on and on. I know Mark Harris, my friend, who is now the congressman in the 8th District of North Carolina, and several other, just a handful of Republican congressmen wrote a letter to the speaker just a few days ago essentially saying, Mr. Speaker, get off the duff and let's get this legislation through. The Republican Congress is moving too slow. And one of the things I've said, and I mean this, historically, even when the Republicans have controlled the Congress, we have been weak. We had a chance to take out Obamacare, didn't do it. And we have been involved. That means the Republican Party has been involved in running up this $37 trillion national debt. The Speaker has got to get off the duff and push this legislation through. As you said, Donna, in North Carolina and other states, and Don, you said this as well, there was a mandate for President Donald J. Trump. There's a mandate for this agenda. We have got to slim government down to what the Constitution originally meant it for it to be, or we're going to fall. Because we can't keep spending money like a bunch of drunk sailors. Dave
Bratt was just talking on War Room recently, last week or so, that spending since COVID is up 51% by the federal government. If we just went back to pre-COVID standards, we'd be in good shape. The federal government itself, I think, expanded 40 some odd % during COVID. And then they're wondering why they're getting laid off left and right, and they're all upset. I mean, this is amazing to me how out of touch D.C. is, both the left and the right. I mean, for Thom Tillis to be going...
Thumb. Listen, everybody, to pronounce this guy's name properly, think thong with an M.
No.
Thom.
Oh, I'll go blind if I think
thong with an M. Thom.
But what you talk about it so eloquently, it's a latent cancer from both sides. And as soon as Trump is out of there, God forbid, damn well the rhinos and the Democrats are going to go right back to the same old you-know-what, different day.
All right, hey, Don, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but we've got 18 seconds and we have to go to a break. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, on the break, please go to Don's website. And that is, I don't have my glasses on. Quickly, Donna.
Brown4nc.com. Brown4nc.com.
Hit the donate button because he's going up against a machine. You're watching Cowboy Logic. We'll be right back.